Global warming has become more of a rising concern in recent years as politics and organizations have begun to pay it more attention. According to the New York Times, global warming has become the most important issue facing world leaders today. Large amounts of reliable research have not been able to be presented to the general public, as even scientists do not know the full extent of the possible changes when it comes to the climate. There is some specific vocabulary to understand, though, when discussing global warming. First, global warming refers to the recent and ongoing rise in global average temperature near the Earth's surface. This is causing climate patterns to change, but is only one aspect of climate change. The second definition, climate change, refers to any significant change in the measures of climate lasting for an extended amount of time. These changes can include major changes in temperature, precipitation, or wind patterns. These definitions are from the United States Environmental Protection Agency's website, or the EPA. Knowing the difference between these two terms is important when deciding whether or not recent shifts in climate prove that the climate is really changing. Firstly, it is important to note that the Earth's climate is constantly fluctuating. According to the National Environmental Satellite Data and Information Service, from a human perspective, climate change is the departure from the expected average weather or climate normals for a given place and time of year. From the paleoclimate perspective, climate change is normal and part of the Earth's natural variability related to interactions among the atmosphere, the ocean, and land, as well as changes in the amount of solar radiation that are reaching the Earth. According to the NCDC website, the geologic record includes a plethora of evidence for large-scale climate changes. Taking this into consideration, it is important to note that though none of these previous changes in climate happened at such a dramatic rate like the one that we are experiencing now, the Earth's average temperature has risen by 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit in the last century alone, and is projected to rise another 2 to 11 degrees Fahrenheit over the next 100 years. Knowing that the Earth's climate is constantly fluctuating and changing is the first step to understanding how humans are contributing to the recent dramatic changes. Over the past century, humans have released large amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, as well as other greenhouse gases. The majority of these greenhouse gases are produced from the burning of fossil fuels to produce energy. Deforestation, industrial processes, and some agricultural practices are also contributing to this. According to the EPA's website, greenhouse gases act like a blanket around the Earth, trapping energy in the atmosphere, and therefore causing it to warm up. This phenomenon is called the greenhouse effect, and it is natural and necessary to support life here on Earth. However, the buildup of these greenhouse gases can change Earth's climate and result in dangerous effects to human health and welfare and to our ecosystems. Lastly, climate change affects everyone. All of our lives are connected to the Earth and to the climate. A warming climate will affect our water supplies, our agriculture, our power and transportation systems, the natural environment, and even our own health and safety. Carbon dioxide can stay in the atmosphere for nearly a century, so Earth will continue to warm up. We are unable to prevent these changes from happening, but we are able to make choices that will help reduce our production of greenhouse gases for the future. Smarter decisions, no matter how small, will help preserve the planet for the future. Concern about global warming is no small matter, and recovering the Earth's natural cycles isn't a task that can be done alone. By working within our communities, our households, small acts of concern will add up and help reduce the amount of carbon dioxide released, and therefore help our planet to continue to change, but on its own timetable.